welcome back to my channel, and in today's video is going to be a part 2 to me dating as a mom. And my last video, I want to quickly address something. Okay, before I get into what I want to address really fast before the part 2 starts, make sure you guys go watch part 1. I will link it down below and the iCard. Please go watch it because I feel like you need to watch part 1 to get part 2. And I talk more about just the things. Just go watch part 1. You'll understand it. Part 2 is a little bit more ranty and exposy, and it's a whole nother level. So please go watch part 1. I actually got one super, very negative, rude comment about why someone wouldn't date a single mom, although we bring so much greatness to the table. And it was actually, I took quite offense to it because it was all based on someone's negative perspective that they were probably raised in. And of course, I've gotten that hate before, but I didn't stop taking notes about my experiences and my questions, my general questions. I have some exposing to share with you guys, but honestly, it's been a journey since the last one, and I've been through more experiences and have seen and heard and been told more weird things. So I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna talk about something that's very juicy because I am so confused by it. Okay, I'm not even exposing myself per se. I'm just letting my walls down and talking about this. Let me know if this is relatable to you guys, okay? Comment below if it is. So, I date older guys. Great, I think it's pretty obvious. When you are a single mom, you go for older guys because you think that they're more mature. You think that they have their ducks in a row. I'm not asking for someone to be perfect. Actually, I'm not asking for someone to be perfect at all. But I'm just asking for like a little bit more than someone my age could offer. Great. So I go for guys around like 27, 28. It's not that much older. Like it's a good age range. For me personally, that's my thing. But okay, so many guys that I've talked to in that age range, from 26 is fine. I haven't got that with 26-year-olds, but like 27, 28, and 29. Those 3 ages, they have a fantasy about being with someone that's younger. And that's fine. I'm all about fulfilling fantasies. That's fine if I'm with someone in a relationship, not if I'm just talking to someone. They have a fantasy about dating a young girl, and that they have weird perspectives on mindsets about bodies because they think everything is high and tight and perky. And that's not the reality for many girls. So I find it's very offensive to a degree. It's also disgusting because they're just very gross way of putting that out there. All right, I'm going to jump in really quick and go into this a little bit more. I've gotten some really disgusting sexual messages about what they would like to do with someone that is a young girl. So that's what I mean by it's very disturbing, because if it makes me feel uncomfortable, and I'm a very strong woman, so I can just be like, that's disgusting, F you, to the block button. But I know many women, or young girls for that matter, would get drawn in by that because someone is giving them attention. So that's what I'm saying, the very disturbing sexual messages that are very vulgar and completely wrong to say to someone that you met, just started talking to like 3 hours prior. So that's what I'm trying to get to in here, but I was trying to say in a very tasteful manner. Number 2, it just gets better and better, you guys. It gets better and better. Number 2 is, if you invite me over, for one, I'm more of like a take me on a date type of girl, but if you invite me over to your basement and it's dark, and it reminds me of like my skater boyfriend when I was 14, I cannot. It's a deal breaker. I cannot. If you smell like a cheap Hollister like cologne, I cannot. I cannot. I'm sorry. Like, I'm smiling because it's so bad. I cannot. It's honestly a turnoff more than anything else. But that also leads me into my next point. Why does every single guy, and I don't talk to that many guys, okay? Like, especially because I'm on dating app. We'll get into that of my experience on there. On my dating app, I'll talk to a guy. Great. Cool. We're talking for a little bit. And they want to come over to my house. I have a whole child here. I don't know what you're thinking. I also make it clear, like, I'm more of like a take me on a date type of girl. Don't know how many times I need to like verbalize that or hint at or just like be clear. With guys, also, you can't like beat around the bush. Like, you just need to be upfront and honest, because I don't want to say, this is not a knock on men. This is not a knock, like, I'm not even going to say boys. I'm looking for a man. This is not a knock on a man. Okay? But you just need to be straight up and honest. Hints fly over their head. Like, you just got to be like, I want this. I would prefer this. I find it more attractive and more respectable if you did this, if I was asked this. You need to be very clear. So I'm confused on why they think my house is like an open gateway for everybody to just walk them. Like, I don't have a man ever meeting my child until like at least 6 months down the road. This also happens when I try to date dads. I've tried to date a few, and it's a rough, like, I understand why they're single fathers now, because it's rough. But yeah, my house is not like an open door policy. Like, you can't just, no, if my child's here, it's a no. So that got me questioning. I don't know why my house isn't even a thought in your head. I guess because maybe for a guy, correct me if I'm wrong, men, it's more of like a take her home to mama situation if like she's the girl. So like, I get that. That also leads me to the next thing, right? If you live at home with your parents, all right, that's cool and all. You're trying to save money. You know, if we will talk about your goals, where you see yourself, like, do you have ambition to move out? We talk about that, you know, like, that's something we would communicate about. Like, that's a conversation. I like to know your goals. Let's talk about goals, you know, like, that's kind of a turn on. Your mindset, it's a turn on to me. But if you live at home, you have no goal to move out, and you're telling me I take care of my parents? Sometimes, okay, that might be true. Sometimes, absolutely, yes. Most times, you're not taking care of your parents. Your mom's still doing your laundry. Your mom is still calling you for dinner. You're not taking care of your parents. Your parents are taking care of you, because you're not a grown-ass man. You're a boy that doesn't want to leave the nest. Like, your parents want to be able to do what they want to do at noon. Not have to worry about their fucking 29-year-old son living in their basement. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, that's not it. But, like, if you have a goal, you have a mindset, you're in the motion of moving out, great. That's fine. I'm not knocking that. But don't tell me I'm taking care of my parents, because we both know they ain't. Like, you not. So, anyways, that's another one. I know that could be, like, rocky waters to walk on with that subject. I know some people are actually taking care of their parents because they're getting older. I understand that, respect that. There's a difference, though, between your parents still taking care of you and you taking care of them. You can just tell by talking to someone the responsibility level. So don't try to tell me you take care of your parents when we certainly know you don't. The next one. Dating apps. So let me just prop up a few pictures of what I've had to experience. This guy wanted to offer his best cows to my father to marry me. I don't even know. But the other two I found is these weird ass pickup lines. If you say you can't spell quarantine without you are a QT, we're not 15. That is not, no. Even when I was 15, I didn't think that was sexy. I hate that word. But I don't think it's hot. I don't think it's going to be, like, I'm not going to turn around and be like, oh my God, yes. No. Actually, I press the X button because you're not it. So anyways, I also made it very clear in my bio that, like, I'm not looking for, like, a hookup. So, like, when these dudes message me and they're like, you know, we're talking for, like, a minute, they sound great, and then all of a sudden it turns into, like, them just wanting to talk about how turned on they are by my smile. I am so confused. Like, how that just, I don't get it. Maybe it's me. Am I doing something wrong? I don't know. So anyways, that has been a real hoot. Also, I'm doing the stairs lately. The stairs is a new bar, okay? Like, it's the new bar, I think. There's lots of great eligible bachelors doing the stairs. And for me, I'm athletic. So, I mean, if you're at the stairs working out, working on your health, that's a great quality. But, like, if you think that, like, I'm just going to hook up with you in your car after I'm just, like, sweat running up and down these stairs, it's not a thing. It's not it. Okay. I looked on my notes on my child's phone, aka my old phone, and there's two things I really missed. The one, when I was talking about the dating apps, a lot of guys have been like, oh, you a bad mommy, and I'm like, I want to hurl. Don't call me a mommy, okay? I need some Steve Harvey up in here, if he has any good tips, because I 100% agree with Steve Harvey. But going into Steve Harvey topic, in the first part one, I talked about my 90-day rule, how I'm not going to give the cookie for 90 days. I think people have that twisted to a degree, because when I say 90 days, I'm not talking about we ain't going to do anything, okay? Like, if there's trust built, great, awesome, you never know. But what I'm really saying is just have a 90-day rule. Don't try to test me on that rule, because I'm firm in that. That's like standards, respect. Actually, there's science behind waiting 90 days for a guy, waiting 3 months. There's science behind it. So don't try to test me on that, sir. But another thing is, I don't want to talk about sex 24/7. Like, I'm a sexual gal. Don't get me wrong. If you are over the age of 18, I'm not YouTube. I'm not advertising sex under the age of 18. Okay. And by consent, of course. But I don't want to talk about sex all the time. Like, no, actually, I want to get to know you and how your life works and how you work and how you function in your past and stories. Like, I want to get to know someone for them, not for what's underneath the clothes. That will come next. That's, like, I don't get it. I said it in the first one, I'll say it again. If I was seeking a hookup, I would seek a hookup. But I think I make it pretty clear. So anyways, I feel like by going over my notes here, part 1 is very clear and part 2 is just me complaining. And correct me if I'm wrong on any of these, if men are watching this video. I think that dating as a mom is so difficult for so many reasons, and I have not found the sweet spot in the ages, because older men have weird fantasies that are just honestly disgusting, and I wouldn't want someone like that around my child if they have like that kind of weird mindset. And young, like 23, you're still young, trying to figure things out. Trust me, I don't have all my ducks in a row. I don't have everything figured out, but I still have my standards that I want someone to respect and look at me as a person to pursue a long, serious relationship with, not pursue a 5-minute hookup. Videos, I'm very like weird and just out there, but there's no other way to put it besides just being upfront and honest. So that was my part 2 of dating as a mom, and things that I'm just so confused by, and things that there's lots of great things about men I have talked to in the past, and things just didn't align. We just didn't continue talking, and like, that's fine. But I just feel like there's things that just go over men's heads that I'm just confused by, or they're not catching drifts. So I definitely need to work on some things, learn a little bit more of what should I say differently, what should I do. I know it's not all me, and I know it's not all them. There's, I know I have to put in some work to figure it out, but let me know if you guys have experienced these things. I know part 1 was super relatable. I had so much amazing feedback. So go watch that one if you need a good laugh. And I talk about my standards and my values and where I stand with dating as mom. So then part 2, well, I think this one will make more sense if you watch part 1. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.